In this lesson, I want to show you how to work with the color. So let's take a smoke source and let's rename it to color source. And get dive here. I guess I can remove all this unuseful stuff. Now I want to remove this, get into sphere. Just press hide other object. So here's my sphere. And let apply attribute from map. I don't want to apply a simple attribute. Just want to get a color to my sphere. So UV texture, add this stuff. Maybe change it to polar. Yeah, it's a little better. And go to sphere. Maybe at 50 to make a better representation of an image. So I want to take the color from the image. So I just remove all those velocities and noisy stuff. I just want to get the smoke and try to apply the color point. So when we go to pyro source, we use the source smoke as in always and keep input. So now you can see that our points have the same colors like here on our emitter. All right. So get and add a few more fields here. So we have a temp, not fields and attributes actually. So we had a temperature and we have the custom fields for the color and for alpha, in case you have an alpha channel on an image. So now we have to add except of velocity, I add a CD and alpha. So now we have 4 different fields here. Gonna make here, and we have an alpha, CD, density, temperature. So alpha is a vector. CD is a vector field. So because we have a color, and color is a vector field because he is created by 3 different channels. All right. So now I add a smoke source here. I rename my file name to the color. So now I go to smoke source and get back to color source and source out. So I'll have the same source as my sphere. And now what I want to do, I have a density and a temperature. And except of the velocity, I'm going to have a CD vector field. So then if I play, nothing happened here. Just the basic density and nothing more. So we need to apply somehow this color field to our smoke. All right. So how we can do this? We can go here on a CD and except of the add, we need to use the blend mode. So I want to blend it with the density and alpha. So I don't know why it's showing me that we don't have this stuff. But again, we don't have a color. And the reason for that, because in smoke object, we use the density. And density is colorized like a white color. I need to put my CD channel here. Except of the density, I can use a multi-field. And inside of multi-field, I can add a density as the density field. But if you want to use a diffuse field, I can go to CD color add. So now we have like an advection. So the thing is, if I don't want to use like a density or alpha, so if we end up blend, okay. So we already have a color, but when you play simulation, you can see that this color is stay in the position, so it doesn't move anyway. It's not advecting. It's not a blending with the density. So we go to density and go to an alpha. Now we have, let me just increase maybe the number of voxels because it's a bit more, just color division size, color copy parameter to my source because, actually it's here, okay, it's here, oops, so the small color. Now we can play this. It should be a little bit better, so I can stop it and just create a flipbook, make a pause. You can see the result. So now it's looking interesting. You can see that our color is affected by the density and looking very interesting. So sometimes you want to create a color from the different, actually a smoke with a different color depending on the object. Maybe even create some like a dissolving effect. You can try to use this method just to send your color to the smoke. Looking pretty interesting. By the way, I moved my CD import from the bottom area to the first operator, and now I don't have an error. So it still works like it was, but I don't have an error. So that's how we can fix it.